Hey everyone! I was actually hoping not to post this, but well, we'll start from the front end of it. Read a little bit about this listserv post, because this was actually posted on Monday around 1 p.m. And as I'll show you, I wrote back to the person immediately going, I can't figure out how your ranks correlate with pay scale at all, Yale. Maybe I'm missing something. But I just went through it again. I'm like, nope, I'm not missing anything. I can't figure out. So Yale invites applicants for a 3-year full-time library system migration technology librarian position designed to give a successful candidate the opportunity to play key roles in the implementation of an LSP in a leading research library with an emphasis on configuration and successful implementation of Primo VE. And, you have to work with the LSP migration product team, and it is a hybrid position, or is expected to be, and schedule details to be developed in consultation with the candidate. And I'll open the actual posting in a minute, but underneath the link for that, we have, position will be assigned a rank of Librarian 2 to Librarian 4, and then it says, what Yale does to assign ranks, and gives you this lovely page, which is where we'll start. So, Librarian 2 to Librarian 4 is, looks like it has potential. So, 2 is a 3-year appointment, and 3 is indefinite, and 4 is indefinite, so these are probably your tenure track ones. And this is the bottom of the tenure track chain, or possibly in this case, the rank for the job, because we'll see in a second. The full job ad. So, job ad at Yale for Yale. And you're not in the bargaining unit, so good to know. And in this case, they got the job ad, or at least the posting inside Brass Ring, is very, very clear that it will be 3 years and you will be done at the end of 2026. So, yeah. The squishiness on the listserv post makes it sound like maybe you'll be renewed, but no, this is pretty fixed duration. Yeah, as you can see, no continuation possible. So we have compensation grade, administration, operations, and that might help a little, but I don't know. We won't go into wage ranges in a second. I just want to scroll down and show you. Okay, so work model hybrid. Some of the qualifications they're asking for, because quite frankly, this is a pretty high qualified person they're hoping to find somewhere in the world. So a lot of this is almost all Primo VE, so your function focuses on Primo VE, which is good. There is a senior project and program director, which is also good. And theoretically, they support DEI and recruitment, but I have a name that looks African American. They still haven't written back to me. And after reading all those studies while I was a young grad student trying to get my first library job, about how people just don't get responses having ethnic looking names, I'm like, oh, so maybe it's not my failings, because I feel like I got some pretty good accomplishments. People don't want to hire people, or somehow think they should be better than they are. I don't know. I don't get it. But anyway, we examined the ranks. Their essential duties, like I said, are a lot of Primo VE, and making sure Primo VE is good. But a couple I wanted to point out in particular is you have to, analyze needs, feasibility, work independently, or lead a project team, which does not sound so intimidating until you follow it with number 6, which is like assume partial or full responsibility for management, including config, needs gathering, feedback, and recommendations. So, considering you're going to be in a 3-year fixed position, you're probably going to be the person everybody blames as soon as you leave, or gets to deal with all the conflict. If you're okay with that, and if they're willing to pay high enough, it's not the worst thing in the world. Oh, and the other thing I wanted to point out in this one, love this. 11, 12, maybe you require to assist her with disaster recovery efforts, and maybe assigned to work at any Yale University Library location. I don't know if that's like office space issues, or if it's like you may be required to cover the ref desk, because we need everyone. So required education, there's nothing particularly surprising in that. But the required skills and abilities, you guys can read this in detail. Again, I'll try to post the link. We have 2 years of professional experience and ability to code and troubleshoot. You need your W3C accessibility knowledge and current technologies. Be able to communicate technical information to a non-technical audience. Yeah, that's always fun. Ability to provide excellent user support, or effective, sorry, it doesn't say excellent, including consulting, training, documentation, managing complex problems, ability to read HTML, which is probably about as much as I can do now, because it's been a while. And then, documenting, maintaining documentation, all the documentation, and website information architecture. It's obvious that we're going to download pre-built VE, but in case you needed to know that again. No drug screen, no health screen, they do the usual background checks, and theoretically, they support EEOC stuff. And diverse hiring. But if you click on this lovely thing to see the wage range, and note we have 37.5 hours to be worked, and I didn't notice this the first time, so I'll try and keep an eye out for administration and operations. But the wage page, and this was why I wrote this person, because I'm like, I'm not seeing how your librarian ranks, correlate to this at all. So, yeah. You're going to see, a very wide band, let's put it that way. And because my mouse wants to act weird. There we go. So clerical and technical, this is not. Managerial and professional. Now this, admin and operations. So not managerial and professional, but this is the closest I could find, frankly, because this says 37.5 to be worked, and this gives you a grade of 37.5. So I thought it would be a managerial and professional. So we'll come back to that in a sec, but like I said, I didn't notice the first time. Admin and operations, so maybe there is a pay grade that I didn't notice. These are your 40-hour people. I have no idea what these bands are. So, okay. They have this 00 or infinity, I don't know. This has got crazy range on it. And then we have this ungraded, which has another crazy range on it. Yeah. This IT job family redesign pilot, it is kind of, maybe. Computing information systems library, searchable job family. So maybe it's in there. I didn't think it was in there. I honestly thought it was in the professional managerial, but this is also wonderfully transparent. Police command, security, service maintenance, and that's it. So going back up to the managerial, which I think is the most likely to be what Yale might pay you. Assuming, again, this Librarian 2 or 1, Librarian 2 would be above Librarian 1, you could discount at least one grade, being kind to oneself. So you're still looking at the start of 6 figures, but the upper half, and again, you can assume, must be reasonable. We'll do 100,000 to, I don't know, 4, and assuming you were hired at a 4, you can maybe make as high as 200,000. I don't know. When I wrote them, I'm like, this breadth is pretty far gone, because you got 100,000 and then a $250,000 spread here in terms of how much people can make. That's a pretty big spread. 100,000 is a decent wage to be living in Connecticut. Anything better than that is obviously better, but yeah, I'm very concerned that they won't put the wage out for this, and they want you to stay for only 3 years. As someone who's done consulting, it's not terrible to be the consultant as long as you know going in that you're the person that everyone's going to be angry at, either because you say the things everybody's been saying for years, or because you say hard things that nobody wants to listen to. If you're willing to do that and know it going in, that's one thing. But not knowing what you're going to get compensated every year, and the expectation you're going to move across the country, or move to Connecticut anyways. I guess it's not necessarily across the country. That you would move to Connecticut, not having a real good idea of how much it's worth. I don't know. So anyway, hopefully Yale libraries will see this and leave me a comment, or somebody else will, because I really would like to know what's going on here. Thanks!